the season for feeling fine. Forget your problems for once. Never be a full time. Snowflakes and bright lights and colored trees. Torn wrapping paper is up to their knees. Time seems to freeze. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. The best time of the year. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. It's the best time of the year.
Hello everyone, welcome to day 2 of the holiday card series for 2025. For those of you who are watching live, there was a little bit of an intro. Those are not my cats. I just looked for Christmas cat videos online because cats make me happy at Christmas. So, well, year round really, but here we are. Today I'm going to be creating live for you. I've also I'm going to edit this for an edited replay, so some of you might be watching on the edited version, and we're going to jump right into it. I've mentioned a few times in the last week or so that I am so far behind on my Christmas cards and I need to make a lot of them. So I'm going to do duplicates tonight of a very, very simple card, and I'm going to do 6 of them. And I'm hoping that I can get this done in an hour. We will see. Hi, Sika. Oh, thank you. She says she loves my sweater. Some of you are saying you like the sweater. It's from Land's End. I went on a little bit of a Christmas sweater shopping spree while I was very, very ill. And I should not have done so because I don't think there are enough days for me to wear all the sweaters in the videos. I think I was purchasing the sweaters thinking I still had 25 days in my holiday card series, and there were only 12. So, I mean, by all means, there's not 25 sweaters, but let's be real, it came close. All right, let's jump into it. I'm going to be playing with a stamp set from Altenew that I picked up a couple months ago. I think it may have even been on sale. I don't know when this came out. Do we have a copyright on it? Oh, this year, 2025. Perfect. Okay, so it's new, possibly still available. So this is the stamp set. It's called Festive Triangles, and I love the idea of all the trees, but I was actually really taken with the really large letters that spell peace. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, some of you who are Altenew fans will know this, but Altenew includes some card inspiration on the insert of all of their stamp sets. Sometimes they use this for like guides for layering stamps, kind of stencils, like whatever you need. For this one, I really loved this really large piece. See how big that is? This is actual size. You could cut it out and make it into a card if you wanted to. I thought it'd be really fun to stamp a really large piece, and then I was thinking either put the greeting down below and heat emboss it, or even have it be on a piece of cardstock popped up. So like super, super simple, and it should be easy to make lots of these cards because it is so clean and simple. So that is the plan for tonight. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. Now, at one point I was wondering if it would be possible to add a little bit of like a pattern on the bottom portion of the letters. And I think I probably could do that. I would have to use a stencil or maybe a stamp to add a secondary color onto the stamp before I stamp it. So we're going to do a test run and see if that's possible, and then we'll get into it. All right, so because this is perfectly centered on the card, I'm actually going to cut this out and use it as a guide for all of my stamping. So, I mean, why not? Why not? Okay, I also did not even have a chance to update the supply list, so I apologize. The supply list that's in the video description is completely blank. And you will know that if you go and look. But this is Festive Triangles. We're just having fun tonight. You know, you guys are basically joining me as I mad dash make all these Christmas cards in time to send out in the mail. That's basically what I'm doing here. Also, I had to turn on the air conditioning. My craft room is so warm. I don't know what is up, but there was a guy here. Oh my gosh, my trash can is like all the way across the room. There was a guy here doing drywall today in my craft room, like on the new doorways and stuff. And it's so warm in here. I think it's because we had a bunch of doors closed. And I'm like, I need some AC. Where's a fan? I need Sika's desk fan that she has. Okay. All right. So here is our little thing here. We're going to do some test stamping. I'm going to be using my Misty because when you're doing multiples of the same card, it is so useful to have a Misty where you can just like swap the cardstock in and out. It's so great. Okay. I'm going to grab just a piece of white cardstock here. I will be stamping directly on the card bases, but I'm not going to worry about that for now. Okay. Looks like I need to actually cut it a little bit smaller. Actually, if I'm going to have the greeting, yeah, okay. I'll just cut this a little bit smaller so it's the right size. There we go. That's a little better. There was like a little line around it, and I didn't know if that was the cut line or if that was the like a little border on the card design, you know? So I didn't want to cut it too small to begin with. Turns out that was the cut line. Okay, there we go. That's better. All right. I keep turning and thinking my trash can is there, and it is not. I got to move my trash can, y'all. Usually my trash can is like directly to the side and behind, kind of like in front of where the Christmas tree is, but I moved it when I was like straightening up and cleaning, and that makes it sound like my craft room is clean now. It is far from clean now. I was cleaning my little section of my craft room right here, what you see, basically. Okay, so let's do a little bit of test stamping. I've picked out 5 colors. These are the colors I've picked out. Midnight, Evergreen, Parsley, Watermelon, and Poppy from Concord and Ninth. Let's start with Watermelon because I think that might show this like pattern stamping that I'm thinking of. That might show it the best because it's a lighter color. All right. So I'm using that as my little guide. And then inking up that letter E. All right. I'm going to stamp it a couple of times just because looks like my watermelon ink pad is maybe a little bit dry. Okay, and then before I move it, let's see, are those polka dots big enough to cover? It is. This little polka dot tree that's in the stamp set. It's big enough to like put dots on the bottom half of the E. So I'm going to grab an acrylic block. I don't even remember what this technique is called, but it's basically like you're adding, I'm going to stamp the pattern onto this stamp and then stamp again. So, okay, I'm only going to get like one shot at this, I think, for the pattern part. So I'm inking this up with Poppy. So it's a darker color. Then I'm taking the dots. Oh, they kind of slide around. That's okay. We'll see how it goes. You can barely see it. You can barely see it. Okay, well, I don't know that that's worth it. Yeah, like a stamp kissing technique. I think I'd have to use a darker ink. Let's try using cranberry and see if that helps. Because if it does, I think this could be kind of a fun technique. I'm gonna grab cranberry. Let's try cranberry. And if not, I guess I could just do kind of like a rainbow stamping thing. Okay, how am I supposed to keep the stamp from sliding around? I guess you're just really careful. And I've got like double dots. Okay. Also, maybe the little dots are just too small. They're not going to show up very much. I kind of like that there's a little bit of a texture though. Okay. We'll clean off that stamp. Let's go to the letter A and see what we can do. Again, this is just testing. I might end up doing just plain color, who knows. All right, going to parsley. I didn't ink that up very well. There we go. That A moved. Or maybe my cardstock wasn't in all the way. That's okay. We're just testing things right now. Okay, so now let's grab another pattern. Let's do these stripes. I need to clean off my little dot stamp first. I do have kind of like a Swiss dot background stamp, but the dots are a little bit further apart, so I don't know that they would really show up on these letters. I mean, I could try it, but I don't know. Okay, so there's evergreen. Let's do some stripes. I swear that slid around. Okay, that definitely shows it more than the other one. So it might just be I need to grab some more solid patterns, but also maybe it's okay that it's just plain, you know? I could also see doing like a light to a dark, you know, from like light to dark. I kind of really just like it really plain too. Yeah. I'm starting with the E for no particular reason, just started with the E. Why not? I'm kind of liking the idea of just keeping it simple. Since I am going to be doing 6 of these, I don't want to like go crazy with it. So maybe we just keep it simple. Like that. All right, let's get going here. Oh, if this is down in the bottom corner of my card, is that exactly where I want it? Probably. this little tree. Kathy Zilski. When I'm moving, seriously, this microphone is going to drive me crazy. I'm going to test this. Is it when I'm leaning over to like put something in a trash can? Like, is that what it is? Seriously, you're all going to like drive me crazy saying that there's all these crackles with the microphone. I'm messing with it right now, so you're going to hear them. Okay. Static? What? It's not static, I promise. It's like something rubbing against the mic. I'm just setting the mic on my work surface. No lab mic. I have no idea if that's even going to do anything. Okay. It kind of looks like I might be a little bit quiet now. I don't know. Whatever. I don't want to deal with it right now. Okay, so card front. It's like wind. What? I don't know. Whatever. Okay. Putting my little template in. I've had so many problems with this microphone. I'm just like ready to call it a day. Okay, let's get this stamp on here. Okay. All right, so I think the order of the words, I think I'm going to go in this order and then midnight. So I'm going to start with Poppy with the letter P. You know what? I'm going to move that to my die cutting machine so it's not directly on my work surface because I'm going to be hitting stuff. Okay. All right, starting with Poppy. I don't like that this isn't staying down. What in the world? Oh, lovely. It's softer now. Okay. All right, is that better? I'm further away. Like, the microphone is like double the distance away now. All right, I'm gonna go to another card front. These cards are going to be done so quick because I'm keeping it simple. In fact, maybe I should do more than just 6. Maybe I should do like 10. Oh, I got like ink on me. You guys know how I love that, right? Okay. All right, have we all started the Christmas movie watching yet? I watched Elf a few weeks ago. Jennifer McGuire was talking about it on a live, and this was when I was like super sick and in bed. So I totally watched Elf while I was sick in bed, and it was the best time. I loved it. I love that line. We both share an affinity for elf culture. I love it. Thank you for the comments on my hair. This is my everyday hairdo when it's not down. Messy knot on the top of my head. Yes, Love Actually. It is the season for hating Alan Rickman for what he did to Emma Thompson from that movie. Have any of you seen any really good new Christmas movies? Like any that have come out in like recent years? I'm grabbing more card bases so that I can do more because that's 6. Let's do 4 more. Let's make it 10. I'm behind on my Christmas cards, y'all. Oh, someone, let's see. MCDS Farm says, I watch Anne of Green Gables when I make Christmas cards. That's a fun tradition. Do you do that every year? Christmas horror movies? Oh, yikes. Like Krampus? Oh, Muppet Christmas Carol. I think last year, or maybe I've spent every year of the holiday card series, I just go on and on about Muppet Christmas Carol because I love it so much. Whenever I hear of someone who has never seen it, I'm like, well, this has to be remedied. You're going to watch it right now. Okay, I've been raving about this movie for a couple years now, and it is fairly new. I think it came out 2-3 years ago. 8-Bit Christmas. It's one that no one talks about, but I think it's so great. It's nostalgic. It's set in the 80s. Well, not set in the 80s. It's like a flashback movie. It's Neil Patrick Harris telling the story of the first, like the Christmas he got his Nintendo back in the 80s. And he's telling his 2 children how that occurred. And there's a whole plot line where his dad is trying to get a Cabbage Patch doll for his sister. And it's like, at one point he's in a shady parking lot trying to pick out a Cabbage Patch doll from a trunk. So it's good. Okay, let's see here. Done 10. So I'm going to clean off my stamp and we will go on to the letter E. The first E. There's going to be 2 of them. All right, so I'm trying to get this in the right spot, but I might ditch the template here and do it based on the card itself. We'll see. We'll see how close it is. I think that'll be fine. All right, I'm going on to watermelon. Okay. Oh, everyone's adding lists. Champagne Problems. Yes, I watched that. Oh, not last week, maybe the week before. And my husband actually watched some of it with me. And we were like, you know what? For having like Hallmark movie Christmas vibes, it was actually pretty good. I used to love Hallmark movies, but then they all started to kind of seem like they were the same. But Champagne Problems was actually pretty good. Oh, that watermelon is stamping really well now. Oh, do any of you guys watch, oh yeah, Noelle. I didn't realize that Noelle was 6 years old. Came out in 2019. I thought it was like 2020. Maybe it came out in like 2019 and I didn't notice and I watched it in 2020 because I thought it came out during COVID, but it was 2019. Okay, so Muppet Christmas Carol, if you've never seen it, you need to see it. And I appreciate it. Okay, if you haven't seen it and you're going to watch it on Disney Plus, go into the extras and there is like a, I don't know what version they call it. Maybe it said like deleted scene or something, like version with deleted scene. There's a whole section of the movie that was included in the original VHS that came out. And then later they removed it because they thought the scene was too slow and like kids weren't paying attention. But for real, you need the scene to make the reprise at the end make more sense. And it has more meaning at the end. It's so good. Like, yeah, when Scrooge sings, has this change of heart at the end. Yes. You need to see the scene with his fiance? Girlfriend? I don't know. You need that scene. No cheeses for us, Mises. Mm-hmm. So funny. Oh, the template I'm using actually came in the stamp packaging. So this is the backer card for the stamp. And Altenew is always really great about including some card examples. So I've never used it quite like this before, where I'm like totally just, ripping off their idea. But I think the spacing was perfect, and I don't want to mess with it. I think it's beautiful the way it is. I'm picking out my own colors, and I'm just recreating the card. Sound is horrible. What? Carrie, what are you talking about? Light the lamp, not the rat. Light the lamp, not the rat. Yes, very true. Maybe, Carrie, you're behind before I switch the mic. Put your AirPods in. Sound is horrible. What? Carrie, I think it might be on your end. Okay. All right, so now we've done 10 of that letter. So now we're going to do the letter A. And I think this is our first green for the card. All right, I'm glad the sound is holding up for y'all. Okay. So now I'm going to get the letter A positioned on here just right. Taking my time to make sure it's in the right spot. And then we are going to parsley. I think my parsley needs to be re-inked as well. Yeah, it's like a little bit lighter, like right through the middle. That cracks me up. I don't think I'm going to re-ink it right now though, because I have found that sometimes when your ink pad is a little bit dry, you get crisper edges. Have you guys noticed that? Hi, Floral Scent Kim 1380. Glad you made a live. Welcome. I'm just going through and stamping 10 cards. Because these cards are being mass produced because I'm behind on my Christmas cards this year. And after the day one of the holiday card series, where I was only able to make one of that card, like there's no way I was making more than one, I needed a simple card. Those of you who are in my premium membership, you guys know that I've made many a card in the last week. I did, how many were in that one? Did I do 10? No. Yeah, I did. I did 10 of one particular card design. You guys will see it on Friday. And then I did 7 of another card design, which might not be in the holiday card series at all, because it was a direct ripoff from one that I saw online. Why am I cleaning that stamp? I'm not done with it. One that I saw online, and is the reason why I bought hundreds of dollars worth of product from the Greetery. I saw one of Betsy Veldman's cards, and there was like an example of how to use the product from their November release, and I was like, I must make that card. And then I did. However, the card that I loved, that I made multiples of, really was not a card design that you should be making multiples of. because it was way too involved. Like, I think, let's see how long I filmed it. So I know how long it took me. I think it took me about 4.5 hours to make 6 cards. And, you know, in the scheme of things, that's less than an hour per card. But when you're doing like multiples, you want the payoff of having done many more cards all at the same time, you know? Melinda, the Greetery has so much of your money now, right? I am a new purchaser from the Greetery. Basically, like, I've sort of fallen into a pattern where the only product I buy from other people's lines is around the holiday card series, which is so fun because I love holiday products. And so I haven't really tried any of their stuff until now, and I love it. Oh, yeah, Alicia, guilty. You know, you just see something online and you're like, I must make that. I must create it. And I mean, granted, I did end up swapping out one little thing on her card. I did the greeting a little bit differently, but it's essentially the same card design. So I might share it, I might not. Let's see, their November release was amazing, but I knew I wouldn't make more than one of them. You know what? I was worried that that might be the case for me. And so I'm kind of glad that I didn't force myself. I really wanted to. I was excited about it. I'm glad that I made 6 of that card. So, yeah, I think a lot of people went shopping this weekend because of Jennifer with her live. Her, like, I swear it was about 72, what was it, like 72 hours long or something. I'm exaggerating. It was 8 hours. I think it was 8 hours on Friday, 6 hours on Saturday, and another 4 or 5 on Sunday. Is that what it was? Leanne, I thought about that. But the special cardstock that I used, I'm completely out of it now. But don't you worry, I have some on order. I'm going to get more because I loved that idea of using their embossed frames and everything for it. And I want to do that on other cards with other designs. So I might alter that card and kind of swap out some things and reformulate it so I can make some more. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Okay, all right, so now we're done with the letter A. So we're gonna go on to C. All right, here's our little template. Kimberly says, I bought from several new companies to me this weekend. That's great. What companies were they? I love to hear that. Okay. Just getting this lined up right. All right, is that the right spot? Yeah, I think that'll be close enough. Okay, so now I'm doing evergreen. I can still put my magnet down in that bottom corner. This set is called Festive Triangles from Altenew, right there. Festive Triangles. Yes, Anita, I do plan to do some watercolor cards. Maybe next Monday for live. I'm not sure when I'll be doing it. Got a one little spot that didn't really want to stamp there. And it's obvious. There we go. That's kind of dark on that one, but hopefully it'll dry back a little. I'm hoping that I can get kind of ahead on all of my cards that I'm making duplicates of, and then I won't be so nervous about doing like one-off watercolor cards. Art Foamies? What company is that? Brass and Bliss, they were rubberneck. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yes, Jennifer helped you empty your bank account. Yes. There's a press plate for this one too. Love it. This evergreen ink is so dark and juicy that I'm like afraid to stack the cards, thinking that some of the stamping will transfer to the back of the other card that I put on top. Let's see. Elise, is that how you say your name? Elise? I thought it was done on Saturday night and then turned on Heidi and Tim and went back down the rabbit hole. Yes, Tim will do that. Okay, I've got something on this stamp. Like a little fuzzy. Let's clean you, and then for these last few cards, maybe that won't be there. Oh, good. Someone shopped at Concord and Ninth. Tanya was, watch the ink smears, honey. Yeah, I'm trying to be really careful. I'm trying to keep my hands really clean because these cards are very, very, like, clean and simple, you know? I don't want to mess them up. Have any of you started Advent calendars? Today's the day. I have 2 Advent calendars that I still need to open. I am super busy. I have a deadline that I've been working through, and I haven't done them yet, but I have a puzzle Advent that my entire family is doing. We're all doing it together. We all got our own at the same Advent puzzle, and then we're doing it together. And then the Woobles, like the crochet thing. I'm gonna try to crochet, you guys. I don't know. One time I mentioned Stencil or Mask Alignments where I initially designed the scene, but found another already made some. What is that company? Oh, the Ton. Looks like the Ton, Ton. The Ton. They have their corner guides. They're a lot smaller than the ones that I was coming out with, but that's okay. Oh, I got a little bit of ink right there. That's okay. I think the E will cover it up. Okay. So now we're going on to the last E. So it's just a repeat. So I'll grab this E. Do we have issues with the Christmas tree? Yes. In that we had it up last year when we got the cats, because we got the cats like the Saturday after Christmas, and we still had the tree up, and we were like, let's just leave it up and see what happens. And I think it was there for about 2-3 days, and then they discovered the tree. Granted, they were much younger then, but just from the fact that I see how Fred and Kevin climb their cat tree and all that, there is no tree that is safe in this house. I am very excited to have doors on my craft room soon, so I can close the doors and keep this tree right here safe. So we have, you know what? I think I'm going to change. I was going to do midnight here, like a dark blue, but this sea is so dark, I don't think I want to. I think I want to change it. I'm going to change it to a lighter blue, like what they have on their example. I think it'll look better. So I'm going to change it to Tide Pool? Lakefront. Tide Pool? I don't know. I'm thinking Tide Pool. Let's do Tide Pool. Kind of a bluish green. Oh, people are loving the hair. I'm like, I actually have like a big, huge scrunchie in. It's right there. So it's not just me. It's totally big, huge scrunchie that's in there too. Okay, so I think I'm going to do Tide Pool. I do not have enough hair to have a huge bun like this, unfortunately. All right, I don't know if Tide Pool's going to be... Oh, I like that. I'm going to stamp it twice to get it nice and dark. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, all right. So I'm going to continue stamping. I'm going to put that up there. And there's so many of these cards, I'm running out of space to put them. Okay, so people bought from Spellbinders, C9. Lots of shopping happening. Did I buy anything on Black Friday? I don't know that I did. I don't think I did any shopping on Black Friday this year. I'm trying to think. I know I didn't do any crafty shopping. Oh, no, yes, I did. Yes, I did. It wasn't specifically Black Friday, though. I was buying cardstock. Okay, and then... Let's see, did I buy anything else? I think I bought something for my husband, maybe. I don't remember. We've been playing a lot of Mahjong. Laura's asking, was I ever a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator? I was for a hot second. That's an interesting story, actually. I worked for Stampin' Up! In their corporate office. I was not a demonstrator, but I was hired directly out of college. And like I started working there in May, and then come July, they had their big convention in Salt Lake City. And they, I don't know if they still do this to this day, but back then they would have all of the employees go down to the convention center and work the convention. And I fell in love with it. I think watching those conventions and watching the training teams show how to make all the cards and use the product and stuff, I think that's what made me want to do like this, like demonstrate how to use product and make cards and things like that. So loved it. I think it was the next year, I worked there for 4 years. The next year, back to the convention in Salt Lake. But my third year that I worked there, they were unable to secure the Salt Lake Convention Center, the Salt Palace. And so they had to find a different venue for the convention. So they had it in Denver that year. You guys might remember, I think it was probably 2008, I think. And they were not going to be taking employees unless you were directly involved in any of the sessions. Whereas before, like as an employee, they took us to be like ushers and to do the prize patrol and like just be around and whatever. So I was like, well, I want to go. So the only way I could guarantee a spot was to become a demonstrator myself and pay my own way. So, you know, I did that. And you know what I did for, like, where did I stay? Did I stay in the hotel with all the employees? No, I did not. I got my little butt on Split Coast Stampers message board and I found 3 random people to share a hotel room with. I shared a bed with a random lady. I think she was from Alaska. She was very nice though. She was very nice. I didn't mind it. They were very nice, very fun. I'm still friends with all 3 of them on Facebook, I believe. But anyway, that was my hot minute when I was a demonstrator. And the only time I ever did, like, I never did any workshops or anything. The only way I kept my demonstratorship active was I did like a monthly card club with a bunch of employees from Stampin' Up. And I designed the cards and they showed up and just made them. And that was it. So I think I was like most demonstrators. I think like 75% of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators are doing it just for the discount and just to like feed their own habit. I don't think, and like, of course you'll sell to family and friends and whatever, but I don't think like the real big business Stampin' Up people, I think those are very, you know, rare. Put it that way. I think most people are in it just for the love of the craft, and that it's to help feed their addiction. That's my guess. I see that I've shocked you by meeting up with 3 random people. You know what though? If you're going to meet up with people and share a hotel room, let it be a crafter. They're probably going to be lovely people. Just saying. Okay, so now I'm going to do a greeting here at the bottom. I'm trying to decide. On their card design, they just have the greeting directly on it. But I'm wondering if I should put it on like another color of cardstock or emboss it or something. Or maybe I could do Tide Pool with evergreen stamped on it and have a little strip popped up off of the card. I'm not sure. I like the warm wishes. I like all of those. I think they're really pretty. I could also pair it with a different stamp set. I think that would work well too. I'm trying, you know what? Keep it simple. Well, no, I really think it needs something else, right? I could also do like, I could emboss like this bottom section or something, give it a little bit of texture, and then pop up that sub greeting right on top. I could do that too. I'm just trying to decide what is the best plan. Yeah, a scripty sub sentiment would be really pretty. I like that idea too, because this is so simple. I think if it was something that like kind of interrupted the letters, I think that would be really pretty. So I'm going to take a look through my stash. I happen to have a bunch of stash stuff back here that might work. I don't know if I have anything like super... Oh, I have to talk louder because I don't have my mic. Hold on. Let me move the mic over here. There we go. I don't know if I have any in my line that would work. Because mine are all pretty simple. I don't know that I have any that would really work. But, let's see, what is that one? Oh, it's just this holidays. Okay. All right, let's see if I can find any others back here. That was a fail. I don't think I'm gonna find any there either. All right, picking up the microphone, taking it for a little walk while I look for another stamp. Okay, I have this bin of like holiday product that I can look through, and I'm hoping I'll find something that'll work. Okay, so it says peace, and then I just need something underneath it. Sorry if you hear all this rustling and the plastic of the stamp sets. I have lots and lots and lots of holiday stamp sets to choose from. Okay, let's see here. I like that font, but I don't like those greetings. I'm looking for something scripty. You'd think I'd know something right off the bat. but I really don't. I'm having to look through everything. Okay, what is this? Sending a sprinkle of magic. Okay, that one's the best one I've seen yet. It's an older My Favorite Things stamp set. I'm just looking, seeing if I can find something. Sorry, I'm totally off screen. Oh, okay, that could work. I'm pulling that out. That might not work, but I like that one. Let's consider it. Okay. Okay. I have a few to pick from, but I'm going to take one more little glance. Have to move a Raskog cart out of the way. I'm going to look one more time. Christmas sentiments. Here we go. Okay. Move the mic over here so it's a little close. Oh! Sorry, dropped the mic. Okay, here we go. I'm flipping through all these stamp sets, looking for anything. You guys, okay, so I'm going to be purging most of what's in my craft room. Hopefully in the new year. I don't even know. I really want to, though. And, but my Christmas stuff, I can't get rid of it. I love it way too much. Like, all the Christmas has to stay. Okay. Looking for just longer greeting. Okay. I got through all of that. I'm just going to flip through one more little stash of stamps, and then I'm going to call it, and I'm going to have to choose. Oh, that could be interesting. Okay. It's so fun to look through all of these. I haven't looked through them this year. Like just my entire Christmas stash. Oh, so many. I just want to make all the Christmas cards. Okay. And this is like a time when I'm like, okay, I need to make a stamp set that has this long scripty greeting because apparently I can't find any. All right, so I have some options. Let's go look at the options. And we will see. All right. All right, there's the microphone. Well, I would just write it myself, but I'm trying to do 10 of these, and I think it could get really messy. Okay. That one was not one I was actually considering. Okay, here we go. So this is a stamp set that I did for St. Look at that. Whoa. Stained, well-loved stamp. But this Merry and Bright, Peace, Merry and Bright, it might be a little weird, but I really like the size of it. I think that could be really good, and I do have dies to cut it out if I wanted to do that. This was another one that I thought would be good. I don't know. These are all like bird related. So that really doesn't work. But I do like that stamp set from Honeybee. This one is more like candy stuff. Oh, what is this? Sweetest Holiday Wishes. Yeah, that might not work. But I like this one from My Favorite Things. There's kind of like this longer greeting. May the love of the season warm your home and fill your heart. I thought that would be really pretty just right below. kind of like that idea. I think that's the best one. Or the Merry and Bright. I'm sorry, but you're not very loud. That's because the microphone is like really far away now. Sorry. Do I have foiling ones? Not like this. Okay, I love the size of this Merry and Bright. But I really do like the greeting on this one. May the love of the season warm your home and fill your heart. I think that's just so nice. I really love that. Yeah, I think that one. Well, you know what? I could stamp one and then stamp a Merry and Bright and see what happens. All right, I'm going to do this one. May the love of the season warm your... This is from the Happy Ho Ho Holidays from My Favorite Things. I don't even know what year this is from. I'm guessing maybe from last year or the year before. But I'll get that kind of centered. And then I'm thinking maybe I'll stamp it in that same evergreen, because that's like the really dark color. But also gold heat emboss would be really pretty. I don't know. Do we want to try heat embossing? Heat embossing 10 cards will take a really long time. That's like my only hesitation. Yeah. Well, if I'm going to do any heat embossing, I don't want it to overlap the piece, because that will, that's not completely dry yet. With this one, I can just swipe off any that like happens to get on the letters. So I'm not that concerned about it. All right, let's try this. So I can see where it's stamping. I'm going to stamp in Lisa Horton Solid Gold. We discovered last week on Monday that stamping in gold pigment ink is a good idea, so you can see what's happening. Ooh, this would be fun. And then add some gold snowflakes. Wouldn't that be fun? Okay, let's heat emboss this really fast. I'm not going to bring my embossing powder over here because I'm afraid I'm going to spill it everywhere. So I'm just going to leave it like this. I'm very carefully applying it. Sorry, my microphone's not there. I keep forgetting I'm not wearing my mic. Okay. All right. Let that heat up a little bit. Trying to keep it moving so it doesn't warp too much. Okay. May the love of the season warm your home and fill your heart. I love that. I feel like I could do like some little snowflakes all around. But I could maybe die cut them out of gold instead of stamping so I don't have to worry about it. Let's get the rest of these done. Since I'm going to have to, what's the word? I'm going to have to open it to emboss. I might as well just open it up now. Okay. Generally, I would advise having your card design figured out before you start doing all your duplicates. But here we are. We are just experimenting. All right. Okay. I hear you all about doing all of the embossing in batches. I'm just afraid about the ink not staying wet long enough. Okay, let's try this. I'll get the powder applied to like 2 of them and then heat 2 at the same time. And we'll see how that goes. A star on top of the A. Oh, that would be really cute. All right, that one's ready to emboss. Let's stamp one more. Get a little powder on this one. Okay. All right, so I did 2 at the same time. That worked out well. Alrighty. So let's do 2 more. Maybe I can even do 4 this time. All right, adding embossing powder. All right. Stamp another one. Getting embossing powder everywhere. It's like sticking to my hands. Yeah, the visual supply list is empty right now because I didn't have a chance. And also I'm kind of winging it. I didn't know what I'd be making. So I'll have to update that later. All right, there's 2. Let's see if I can get 4, and then we'll emboss all 4 at the same time. For such a simple card, it's coming together really quickly. I'm a one-woman show over here, so I have to add my supplies in later. It was great when I was visiting Jennifer in September, and she was stepping in, adding stuff to my supplies. Mike was adding stuff to my supplies. I'm like, this is amazing. I need my own mic. Okay. All right. I think also it could be fun to do a little heart in the center of the C. I think that could be a really fun way to incorporate some gold as well. But what are we thinking? Do we want snowflakes? I think we could do a really fun snowflake, a couple snowflakes on there. Maybe I'll die cut some snowflakes and see what it looks like, and then we can have a heart too. All right. Got 4 to emboss all at the same time. Okay, that worked well. I've got 2 more to do. Just 2 more. Yes, I need a Mario or a Mike or a Tom. And if any of you watch a bunch of lives on YouTube of crafters, you know exactly who those people are. Do I have favorite stamps for the insides of Christmas cards? I have an inside holiday sayings or greeting stamp set, as well as Kathy Zilski. I really like hers as well. Mama Elephant has some different stamp sets that are inside greetings also that are really good. Yeah. Any of those. Oh, Penny Black has some good ones. Awesome. All right, last one to add gold embossing to. Okay. We have all of these now, and we have to decide if we're going to add something else to it. Everyone's looking for the visual supply list. I'm so sorry, y'all. I haven't done it yet. I really should have just not even put a link there because I didn't have a chance to add anything to it. I'm sort of like flying by the seat of my pants tonight. I didn't even know, outside of the stamp set for the really large piece, I didn't know what I'd be using. So I apologize. Okay, so do we want to do, I think just like a simple, like I could do a gold frame and then just like a little snowflake, maybe right in the sea. I think that one could be great. Yeah. Inside greetings, like, I mean, generally I like to write a message to the recipient, like personalize it a little bit, but I don't think there's anything wrong with having something printed or stamped and then you also write a really short thing, you know, just says Merry Christmas or something. I think it's great. All right, let's grab, do I have anything in my finished stash of things that maybe I could just add on to these cards? I don't know that I do, but it's fun to think about. Like, whew, you know. Okay. All right, that, do I have a gold frame? I might have an A2 gold frame cut already. Let's see. I have all these gold scraps. Well, it looks like I have a very small A2 frame. Not one for the full card, but, you know. That would be a lot of frames to cut. They look nice though. I don't think I want to do all of them. Let's see here. For my essentials dies, like a heart like that. That might almost be a little too big. How about one of these? Like that one right there. That would work. I don't know. Maybe this one would work. Come here, heart. Now I can't get it off the thing. There we go. Yeah, I think a heart. Ooh, a star would be really pretty too. I like a star idea. Yeah. I think a star right there, or just a snowflake. I think a snowflake would be really pretty too. I don't know that I have enough space up there for a star. I don't know if I'm crazy about that idea. I think if I was to redo it and like figure out spacing, I could. All right, so now I'm looking for a good snowflake. Like a good sized snowflake. Here we go. Snowflake Season Border Dies. Oh, that would be kind of cute. Just a snowflake right there. I like that idea. But a star would be really pretty too. Where am I going to find a star die? Let's check. All right. This is a die I did for Simus's stamp quite a few years ago. It's called Magic Stars. They probably don't even have it anymore. But I think like one of these little playful stars right there would be pretty. And these larger stars are kind of about the right size that I was thinking of. So let's test this out. Since this is a test, I don't necessarily need all of them cut, but let's just do this. Actually, I might have some other stars. Gotta move my mic, it's right on the die cutting machine. Hold on, before we do that, I want to say I have some other stars in my stash over here. Nested stars. Oh, that's way too big. Never mind. I need smaller stars. Nested hearts, nested squares. Yeah. Waffle flower and nesting stars. Oh, there we go. That one's too big. That one's almost too small. Okay, well, let's see how this did. Like this star right here. And I know all of you were like, put a star on the A, it'll look like a Christmas tree. I think it's a little gimmicky. I don't know if I like it. Do I like a star? I don't know. Stars in the festive snow globe dies? What? There are stars in that one? I'm checking. Hold on. Of course, I cannot find that die set. Has that die set jumped ship? I don't even know where it went. Thought I had it right here. Oh, wait. Merry Greetings Builder dies. There's stars right there, and that's about the size I need. Okay. Let's get those out. I think they're almost the same size as that one. All right. We'll just cut this out. I feel like I should cut out a couple other options, you know, because we're just testing everything, right? All right, snowflake border die. We'll cut out that snowflake. Yeah, that's about the only size I think would work. So let's try those out. Okay. I was even thinking, like, we could put it right there, but also could, like, bring a little snowflake over there. I don't know. Okay, and then these perfect little stars. Put a little star right there. May the love of the season warm your home and fill your heart. There's an argument to be made for putting a heart there. Or we leave it as is and say we're done. Yes, a heart die would really go along with the saying. Hold on. I've got to get all these other die cuts off. Okay. All right, now let's see the hearts. I kind of like the heart. I think this one is the better size. But all the other ones are okay too. I'm just playing at this point. Okay. Small snowflake with a hand-drawn bow. Yes, I think yeah. I also think you could do that with the heart. Small snowflake. Okay, hold on. I'm going to cut a small snowflake too, really quick, just to see. All right. So if I do that little snowflake, and then draw a little string like the snowflake's hanging down. I also think it could be the heart hanging down or a star. You know what I'm saying? I do like the idea of the little string though. Okay, so if that was right there. So it'd be like that. I think I need a thicker pen. Yeah, that'll be better. I think that could be pretty cute. All right, let's cut out 9 more little snowflakes. Because we need the smaller snowflakes so that we can put it all together. And I need to put all of these dies back. Big snowflake goes over here. I need all of this put back into my gold little folder. Okay. I'm just trying to get all this cleaned up so I have space to think. Okay. I'll get that put away for now. Get all of those stars out. Okay. So now we just die cut 9 more times. Thank you for workshopping my card with me tonight. Oh, thank you. Is your name Myandra? That's a really pretty name. Thank you. Myandra in the chat says she likes my snowflakes. I do love doing snowflakes every year. The only thing I really miss about it is that I used to release individual snowflakes with Simon Says Stamp, and I would name them. The little snowflake is from Snowflake Season Border Dies. I believe this came out in October. All right, so there's 5. 5 more. Yeah, I've been really surprised with the Lisa Horton ink. I didn't expect it to be as good for heat embossing as it is. I'm kind of a fan, especially when I'm going to be doing gold, so I can actually see it. Yes, Betsy, those are my snowflakes. And they're all named after nieces. I think my aunts, like friends' daughters. You'll notice there's a Grace snowflake. That one's for Lila Grace. And then I have a Sophie and Daphne for my 2 cats. The very first one was named after my oldest niece, Eliza. That's my favorite snowflake die. Yes, the Sophie and Daphne snowflakes. They're some of my favorites. Okay, how many is that? 6, 7, 8. 2 more. But I just was working on a product that's coming out in, is it February? I can't remember. But I needed to name it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to start naming them after cats again. So it's like Daphne's whatever. I can't remember what it is. But, you know, so watch for that. Okay, so the gold cardstock I'm using is matte gold from Concord and Ninth. It's similar or the same as the gold that Simon Says Stamp sells and Lawn Fawn sells. Like a bunch of companies sell kind of like the same gold. And then My gold embossing powder is Gilded from Brutus Monroe. All right, so this little snowflake can go back in. That was the perfect size. All right, and then, hold on, I gotta pop out these last few little stars so I can put this away. I am going to use a thicker marker for doing all the little strings. Let's test it really quick, just on some scratch paper. Yeah, I think that'll be okay. So I'm going to go back over the lines on this one. So it's a little easier to see. And I'm also going to zoom in because we're doing the last bit of details on these. The mat in my die cutting sandwich, that is the magnetic mat in the Anna Griffin Empress. Actually, you know what? I feel like I need to have the snowflake in position when I draw the little string. Okay. I'll glue them all at the same time. The Lisa Horton Gold ink that I use to stamp and then heat emboss is this one. It's the limited edition solid gold. It comes in a set of 3. I think she calls it her holiday assortment or something like that. There's like a gold, a silver, and I think a bronze. But came out last year, and it was a little bit hard to get your hands on last year, but now I think it's well stocked. I think this did need something a little bit whimsical, and the little string is perfect, I think. I like to have one side of the bow be bigger than the other and one string be lower than the other. I just think it's fun. Sorry, I'm scrolling up. Okay, there we go. I just wanted to check the chat for a minute. Oh, I like that one. My bows are getting better. That's good because I've got 4 more to do. I don't recall who came up with the little string idea, but good call. Hello. I forgot. I should turn on my camera. My little head camera. I mean, you are basically looking at the top of my head right now, but yes, a little bit of whimsy. Okay. A couple more, and then all I have to do is glue these down. And I really like how this green that was really dark has settled into the cardstock, and it looks great. Okay, grab some tweezers, and we get to adhere these. Ta-da! The pen that I'm using is an Autoquill fine liner. It's from Airship. I'll link it in the supplies, but it is over at Amazon. I believe that's where I bought it. Just gonna hold that down for a split second till it stays. Lovely. On to the next. What was the purple and silver suggestion? Okay. Second card done. You know what? Really, if you take out all the time I spent figuring out what I was going to do here at the end, I really think I did all 10 of these cards in 90 minutes, maybe even a little less. What do I use to store stamp sets? I use storage pockets, like plastic storage pockets. I really like the ones, Brutus Monroe had some a while back that were 6x8. I loved how thick they were. So I bought a ton, especially when I found out they were discontinuing them. But Simon Says Stamp has some good storage pockets. Gina K. Does Lawn Fawn? I think Lawn Fawn might have some too. There's quite a few companies that have storage pockets. You can look up like stamp storage pocket and you'll get some pockets. And I just cut inexpensive white cardstock to go into the storage pocket behind the stamp. Oh, the berries and greenie on her vellum cards. Oh, got it. Okay. My henna tattoo for Disney World's almost gone. Look at that. It just looks like I have a weird rash. Okay. Just a few more. I think this is actually a really good replicatable card, you know, because it is fairly simple. Only one thing you have to glue down. Not bad. Oh, Altenew has storage pockets. Yes, Altenew has storage pockets as well. Amy Sumida, you just came in from Hawaii. Unfair. I want to be in Hawaii right now. Yeah, Gina K has good storage pockets in like various sizes. She has some really small storage pockets that are great for small stamps and dies. So my whole storage is like a mix. I've got like Simus's stamp pockets. I've got Jane Kay. I've got British Maroon. I just found like whatever works best for me. Okay, here we go. Oh, thank you, Jane. Do we have snow? Well, we had snowstorms yesterday, but nothing stuck. So I don't think we have any snow out on the ground right now. I think it was a little too warm. Okay, so I need to put my little stars back in my Christmas Builder, Merry Christmas Builder. I think that's what it's called. Merry Greetings Builder. Merry Greetings Builder. Let me put that back in. And then put my nested stars from Waffle Flower back. All right, so I'm going to take a bone folder and really fold these down because they're all popping up. But I need to get them to lay flat. I mean, it helps that I'll put them in an envelope and they'll be flat then, but I need to photograph them. All right, so this is finishing up the cards for tonight. It took me about 1:45 to do all 10. So how many minutes is that? All of you with calculators and who are math majors, give me an average, so it'd be like what? 105 minutes divided by 10. So almost a little over, it'd be like a 10 minutes and 30 seconds each. Each card. That's the average. All right. So here are all of the cards. I feel like I need to like make them pretty and like fan them out. Like all 10 of them. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do a little, let's see here. How do I do this? I'm going to do a little spiel for the edited replay. And then I'll stick around for just a few minutes. Just to answer questions or whatever. Okay, so here we go. So here are the finished cards for tonight, all 10, including the time that I spent figuring out what products I was using is about 1:45 minutes. So averages a little over 10 minutes per card, so not bad at all. I will be back on Wednesday with day 3 of the holiday card series, so I hope you'll come back. It will be an edited video. I'm not sure what time of day it will go up, but hopefully in the first half of the day so you can enjoy a little bit of holiday card making in the afternoon, evening. So thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you all on day 3. Okay, so let's hang around. What is happening? What? What is happening? My hair sort of survived the night. Not really. Let's put that back in the bun here. I've got clips holding everything back there. All right. Well, I'm happy. So how many cards have I made? How many Christmas cards have I made in this week? Okay, so I had the 10 and then the 7 and then another 10. So 27 cards. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Oh, but then I had the one from the holiday card series. So 28. Day 1. Cool. All right. I'm going to scroll up. Let's see here. If you have a question that I missed, I've got like paper stuck to me. If you have a question that I missed, please repeat it or I'll scroll up and I'll find it. Do I still use a Xyron? Yeah, every once in a while, especially for vellum. So I can like run vellum through and it puts adhesive all on the back and then you can't see the adhesive when you adhere the vellum. That's great. I still use my Xyron, it's true. Let's see here. Oh, winter solstice. suggestion. Oh, that's great. Thank you. Lots of snow. People are having lots of snow. Feeling very Christmassy. Scrolling back down to see if I have any questions. Let's see here. Oh, someone says my tree looks very pretty. Thank you. It is the same tree that I've had for, is this my fourth? This is my fourth Christmas with this tree. I mean, truth be told, it looks exactly the same as last year and the year before that because I don't undecorate it. The tree is only like, I think 3.5 feet tall, maybe 4 feet tall. So literally I pick it up, or my husband does, and we walk it down the hall to a guest bedroom. Sika can attest to this. When Sika comes to visit me, she stays in that guest room and there's a Christmas tree in the corner. So there we go. What do I do if I'm in a design or creative funk? Generally, I just need to like get away from it and not think about it for a while. So sometimes I'll like go online, look at pretty things, look at stationery, look at, I don't know, like bullet journaling, something that's kind of like adjacent to paper crafting, but not exactly that. So like, yeah, bullet journaling. Maybe I'll look at some Instagram accounts where they're just artists and they're just painting. Like I just step away. What set did I use from the Greetery? What set did I not use? Unfortunately, it's sold out. Like all of their November release is sold out practically right now, but it was stuff from their November release. The next holiday card series is a video, correct? Wednesdays and Fridays are videos. Yes, Wednesdays and Fridays are pre-recorded, edited videos, and then Mondays are live. And also, like I do an edited replay that I'll share Tuesday. So Tuesday mornings or first half of the day, you'll get the previous night's live edited. And then I do Wednesday and Friday regular videos. What did I heat emboss with? That was, I stamped in Lisa Horton solid gold ink, and then I put the powder on, and the powder was gilded embossing powder from Brutus Monroe. And then the heat tool I used was a WOW embossing dual heat tool. Yes. It's always Christina. It's Christmas at Christina's. In the guest room, anyway. The kitties, they don't come up here. Well, I have to say that when I, like 30 minutes before I went live, my husband brought on the tray. And I brought in the tree skirt, the little red buffalo plaid. And there was kitty fur on it. And it was from Sophie and Daphne from not last Christmas, but the Christmas before. Sophie didn't really bug the tree up here, but Daphne would come and sit under the tree, and it was just so cute. So I'm hopeful that Fred and Kevin will do that someday, maybe when they're a little bit older and not quite as rambunctious. But they're just over a year old right now, and they would climb that like the tree that it is. They would climb that. So I'm not even tempting them with it. So we're not going there. Yes, I do have a release in December. And yeah, so December 9th. And Plan With Kay is asking, who was the crafter that I cased or I copied? Betsy Veldman. I believe Betsy Veldman is the one who designs all the product for the Greetery. And I saw she has like a walkthrough of their November release. And she talks about creating the card that I totally copied. Sadly, I did not see her video until after I had attempted to make it once. And if I would have seen her video, she gave some tips. So people in my premium membership, I had what's the word? We had a Zoom call. And I was making that card while we were on the Zoom call. And I was trying out all the things, figured it out. After the Zoom call was over, I just made one of that card at that point. After the Zoom call was over, I went down a rabbit hole on the Greetery's YouTube channel and I watched the video all the way through and I'm like, oh my gosh, all of this is just so beautiful. I mean, I bought the entire release because it's so beautiful. So I'm glad I have it and I can make whatever I want from it. But I wish I would have seen that video first. Like, I purchased all this stuff before I even saw her walkthrough. Apparently, I'm a big fan. It's fun because the greetery style is very different from mine, from like my line. I appreciate it so much as a designer. It's so well thought out, and you can tell that a crafter has, is behind the line. So anyway, I was just really impressed. Okay, I think I already answered that. What did I heat emboss with? Are you talking about the actual tool itself? It's from WOW, and it's their dual heat tool. Yes, thank you, Andrea, for typing that out. Okay, well let's close up for the night. I've still got to go have dinner. My husband's probably down there starving. Like, hello. Okay, thanks for joining me for day 2 of the Holiday Card Series. Now, if you want to go take a walk down memory lane, I've listed all of the day 2 videos from past years of the Holiday Card Series going all the way back to 2009. They're listed down below in the video description, so I hope you'll check those out. I know a lot of you who were eagerly awaiting the Holiday Card Series, and it hadn't started yet since I started so late this year. A lot of you have mentioned that you watched last year's videos or, many years ago videos, and you've really enjoyed that. So if you need a little more holiday card inspiration, take a walk down memory lane and watch those videos. I also have playlists on my YouTube channel page. I have a playlist for every single year of the Holiday Card Series. I have not started a playlist for this year, so I'll need to do that. But the previous years, I have playlists for them as well. So you can just let them play, and then it'll just play automatically all the way through. Thanks so much for watching tonight and for joining me in the chat. And I will see you on Wednesday for day 3 of the Holiday Card Series. Thanks for watching.